One of the keys to accelerating growth is the empowerment of women, and this can be through a considerable increase in percentage of women in the workforce. It's a thought that came to the fore during the Women in Energy, Oil and Gas Leadership Summit. Hello again and welcome to the program. This is Energy and You, a weekly highlight of developments in the energy sector with a focus on NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Egumbo. Also on the lineup tonight, the latest developments around NNPC Retail, the partnership forged to enhance distribution and availability of petroleum products across the nation. And over 30,000 Youth Corps members benefit from NNPC Foundation's entrepreneurship program in Abuja. Details of these and more in a moment. Please stay. Thanks for staying with us. Let's begin the program with a look at the performance of international oil prices at the start of this week, plus a summary of other top global energy news. Oil prices slid more than $1 a barrel on Monday, with Brent falling below $90 as Middle East tensions eased after Israel withdrew more soldiers from southern Gaza and committed to fresh talks on a potential ceasefire in the 6-month conflict. Brent crude futures dropped by 1.6% to $89.69 a barrel. India's fuel consumption fell 0.6% year-on-year in March, but demand for the 2024 financial year was up about 5%, primarily driven by higher automotive fuel and naphtha sales. Total consumption, a proxy for oil demand, totaled 21.09 million metric tons in March, down from 21.22 million tons last year, according to preliminary data from the Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell of the Oil Ministry. However, fuel demand for the 2024 financial year, ending in March, hit a record high of 233.276 million tons compared to 223.021 million tons a year earlier. The world's top energy trader, Vitol, made a net profit of $13 billion in 2023. Well, that's what the Financial Times is reporting, citing people with knowledge of the company's results. This is down from a record $15 billion net profit the Swiss trader made in 2022, according to a non-public balance sheet reviewed by Reuters. Vitol does not disclose its net profits. The Geneva-based firm's 2023 revenue fell to $400 billion, a drop of more than 20% from the previous year, as oil and gas prices weakened following price spikes in 2022, when Western powers imposed sanctions on Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. French oil and gas giant TotalEnergies says a planned new liquefied natural gas project in Papua New Guinea would require more work before a final investment decision could be reached. TotalEnergies said its chief executive, Patrick Pouyanné, recently told Papua New Guinea Prime Minister James Marape that the project would need to work with third-party contractors to reach commercially viable engineering, procurement, and construction contracts. The Nigerian Economic Summit Group, in partnership with the African Climate Foundation, has held a private sector stakeholder engagement towards a successful energy transition in Nigeria. The engagement is aimed at strengthening public-private engagement around implementing the Nigerian Energy Transition Plan and supporting the development of the carbon markets to drive socio-economic improvements. The Nigerian Gas Association has said that the recent gazetting of 3 pivotal policy directives by the federal government has heralded a monumental leap towards unlocking investments in the oil and gas sector. President of the Nigerian Gas Association, Mr. Aka Nwokedi, in a statement also noted that the directives encompassed multifaceted strategies, including introducing fiscal incentives for non-associated gas, midstream and deepwater developments, streamlining the contracting process to compress the contracting cycle to 6 months, and applying local content requirements without hindering investments or cost competitiveness.
We are the largest single asset holder in Africa's oil and gas industry and poised to be the dynamic global energy company of choice. We are constantly innovating to be the prime company for energy sufficiency. We are NNPC Limited. Energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
Women play a key role in the growth of the Nigerian energy industry. This was a submission of the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, at the second edition of the Strategic Women in Energy, Oil and Gas Leadership Summit, which took place in Abuja recently. Here are details of that summit.
Speaking at the event with the theme Investing Women for Accelerated Growth, Kyari emphasized the importance of investing in women to close energy gaps in Nigeria. The group CEO, who was represented by the Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Umar Rajia, lamented the underrepresentation of women in the energy sector, noting that as of fourth quarter 2023, women made up only 19% of the company's leadership and 23% of its total workforce. He attributed this to the low level of participation of women in science, technology, engineering and mathematics fields, which are major channels for the company's workforce in the industry.
We recognize that our goals are audacious and accomplishing them requires multifaceted approach. And of the most powerful strategies at our disposal is investing in women. Women constitute a substantial portion of Nigeria's population and workforce, yet they remain underrepresented in the energy sector. As at Q4 2023, women represented 18.6% of our total workforce and 23.1% of our leadership. This is largely attributable to the low level of participation in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields, which is the major channel for our sourcing in the oil and gas industry. Studies have also shown that at the middle of technical talent pipeline, which is middle to senior management levels in NNPC, there is learning progress for women, which is greatly impacted by the degree of flexibility of work.
The group CEO was honored with the Energy Shiro's Ambassador Award. Speaking earlier, the Summit Committee Chairperson and National External Relations Director, Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Mrs. Nasiya Hassan Audu, called on leaders in all sectors to deliberately initiate programs that promote the empowerment of women and the girl child. She emphasized the crucial role of gender equality in boosting economic growth, citing a recent United Nations survey that showed that closing gender gaps in employment can boost GDP per capita by 20%.
Apart from celebrating women's achievements, the International Women's Day also gives focus to issues such as gender equity and equality in all spheres, including the workplace, and at all levels, including boardrooms and decision-making tables of all industries world over, including the energy, oil and gas industry, which is an industry where less than 20% of senior executives are female. Investing in women is particularly important to Africa, as our economies are declining and the poverty levels are increasing by the day. It is particularly important for African women and men to push for accelerated progress by inspiring inclusion and cooperating to ensure a better Nigeria for ourselves, our children, and the society.
She emphasized the need for multidimensional approaches to solving long-lasting challenges in the energy, oil and gas sector, aiming to put an end to issues such as violence, terror, conflict, and economic decline.
Introducing NNPC Foundation, established to set the pace for corporate social interventions in Nigeria and other key markets through capacity development programs, health-oriented initiatives, environmental sustainability, and providing access to energy. We are poised to empower and enrich the lives of Nigerians in a way that is sustainable, enduring, and impactful. We are not just another foundation. We are NNPC Foundation, creating a sustainable impact for a better tomorrow.
In a bid to reduce graduate unemployment and boost job creation in the country, the NNPC Foundation has launched an economic empowerment program for youth corps members. Here are the details.
It is an entrepreneurial program for 30,000 NYSE members, codenamed Kickstart My Business, whereby the beneficiaries are to get a 50% discount on business registration fees from the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) to enable them to formalize their small businesses. The Managing Director of NNPC Foundation Limited, Mrs. Emanuela Arukwe, disclosed that successful participants will also be empowered with startup packs on their various business choices after fulfilling all requirements, including registration of business with CAC.
The monies for business names are normally very limited, but for corporates that's a lot of money. So because of that, and with the kind intervention also with the Minister of Trade and your DG, an arrangement was reached, and also because of the initiative of the President, so to help small and medium enterprises, so they were able to get it down, scale down to less, about 50 to 60% of the cost. So that's what we are here for, because we think it's really very to say thank you to Corporate Affairs for this laudable initiative of making corporates to be able to easily register by that 50-60% slash in the cost, and also to find how we can work together to make it faster, because it's a bit not as fast as we expect it to be, because it's one of the critical things for them to pitch and be given the start of packs.
Because of the Mr. President agenda to encourage small businesses, we decided to go further, to go down to ensure that corporates were able to meet up with the registration at a very discounted rate. So with the NNPC Foundation now, we encourage you now, you too, you can be on board, build your own capacity, so that when we have a similar kind of arrangement, we just encourage you to have an API, where in a situation where we can give you opportunity to have the data entry at your own end, just to forward the details here for perfection. These are the kind of things. So once we have a synergy of relationship with your own foundation and the CAC, we will now see how we'll be on one page, where we will have a seamless registration, technology-driven one.
This joint effort aims to empower Nigerian youth, foster entrepreneurship, and facilitate sustainable economic growth and job creation.
NNPC Limited continues to record more successes in its ongoing war against crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. Well, here is our weekly update on the progress made so far.
The war on crude oil theft is on, and the industry-wide security collaboration on hydrocarbon infrastructure continues to record remarkable progress. Between the 30th of March and 5th of April 2024, a total of 155 incidents were recorded across several locations in the Niger Delta region from several incident sources. On Monday, April the 1st, 2024, Tantita Security Services team on patrol pursued and arrested a tugboat, Aya Obaolori 2, which was being escorted by a marine police boat in Rivers State. The tugboat was laden with an unspecified quantity of suspected illegally refined AGO, which was loaded from a barge at Onne Dock on the 31st of March. 5 persons on board the tugboat were arrested by Tantita team and are undergoing interrogation. In the past week, 32 wooden boats conveying stolen crude and illegally refined products were seized and confiscated in Rivers and Delta State. On land, 7 vehicles loaded with stolen crude were arrested in Imo, Delta, and Rivers State. 53 illegal connections were uncovered between the 30th of March and 5th of April 2024 in Okoroma, Bayelsa State, Iba, Ndoni, and Umwajiloke communities in Rivers State and Udu in Delta State. 14 cases of vandalism were also recorded in Rivers, Bayelsa, and Warri South in Delta State, while illegal storage sites where stolen crude and illegally refined products are kept were uncovered in Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Rivers, and Delta states. This aerial view reveals clusters of illegal refineries in Isimini in Abia State. Activities of oil thieves have left the immediate environment devastated, a loss to families dependent on agriculture. In total, 36 were discovered in the past week across several locations in Rivers and Abia State. 4 cases of oil spills owing to activities of vandals were recorded in the past week. Here in Akaso 10 wellhead in Rivers State, oil leaks into the water, destroying aquatic life. 9 of these incidents took place in the deep blue water, 25 in the western region, 56 in the central region, and 65 in the eastern region. Between the 30th of March and 5th of April 2024, 38 suspects were arrested. For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down on the war on crude oil theft until the menace is eradicated for good.
To report crude oil theft or suspicious activities within your area, call the numbers on your screen now or send an email to report@stopcrudetheft.com. Handsome rewards await the whistleblower. Do your part. Report oil theft today.
Well, let's take a short break here. More to come on the show, including details of the recent steps taken by NNPC Retail to foster economic growth and energy security. Please join us again.
What do we do at NNPC? Since inception as the national oil company of Nigeria, our mandate has been to serve the nation by meeting the energy needs of over 200 million people. Over the years, we have invested in tomorrow's leaders and contributed to the development of communities across the nation. We have grown a network of over 500 service stations. We are the driving force behind the constantly growing Nigerian economy. With an efficient distribution network servicing all parts of the country, we ensure the highest quality standards in our crude refining processes. Nigeria boasts of immense oil and gas reserves which we explore in commercial quantities, providing endless opportunities for economic development. As we drilled for oil, we discovered vast amounts of gas, up to 200 trillion scf. By harnessing gas, we have reduced gas flaring and invested in liquefaction plants, shipping gas across the globe. Our energy footprint is remarkable. We supply gas to the domestic market for power generation, reaching all across Nigeria. Powering everything, anywhere, and everywhere. NNPC, energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
Energy for tomorrow. So come on, let's go.
You're still watching Energy and You. The NNPC Retail Limited has entered into a petroleum product sales agreement with Ezekiel Petroleum Limited. The partnership is aimed at sustaining the company's leadership position in the nation's downstream energy sector. Here's how the meeting went.
Under the terms of the agreement, which was signed by the Managing Director of NNPC Retail Limited, Mr. Hob Stockman, and Dr. Erwani Azibakpu of Ezekiel Petroleum Limited, NNPC Retail will procure petroleum products including premium motor spirit, PMS, and automotive gas oil, AGO, from Ezekiel Petroleum Limited's 12,000 barrel per day hydroskimming refining complex. It is situated in Obunaga, Gbarain, Yanogua local government area, Bayelsa State, Nigeria. This alliance aims to enhance the distribution and availability of petroleum products across the nation, marking an important step in fostering economic growth and energy security.
The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasson NNPC Corporate Headquarters Branch, has elected a new executive committee to pilot the affairs of the union. This was the high point at the recently concluded 7th Triennial Delegates Conference of the Union in Abuja.
Addressing the conference under the theme, The Union's Role in Organizational Sustainability, Mr. Mustafa Suleiman, Deputy Manager, Employee Relations, NNPC Limited, emphasized the pivotal role of unions in achieving the company's objectives of profitability and energy security.
Unions play a vital role in promoting organizational sustainability by advocacy. Advocacy for environmental responsibility, social equity, workplace health and safety, and collaborative innovation. Through collective bargaining, advocacy and collaboration with management, unions contribute to creating a sustainable workplace that prioritizes the well-being of workers, communities, and the environment.
Comrade Festus Osifo, the national president of Pengasan, commended members of the NNPC Limited's corporate headquarters branch of Pengasan for their dedication and urged them to remain steadfast in upholding the principles of conscience, constitution, and faith.
First thing we tell people is that positions in trade unionism is first amongst equal. It's not like the political class. When you are elected, you think you are up there. So you must serve with humility, you must serve with decorum, and you must serve with your full heart. Because for us, the executive should see the other members of a branch as his own people. Is a privilege that we lead. We are not better than those that we serve. So we must do everything possible to serve with humility and also to focus on the objective. And what is that objective? How do we increase the pay of our members and how do we protect their jobs? Those are the two cardinal objectives of unionism. So that should be the focus to the new executives.
The elected officers are Comrade Jibril Al-Qasim, Branch Chairman, Comrade Richard Ibaran Yanakaye, Vice Chairman, Comrade Umar Eriini Emmanuel, Branch Secretary. Others are Comrade David Aino, Assistant Secretary, Comrade Cynthia Akaniene, Branch Treasurer, Comrade Yenusa Ibrahim Jamu emerged the Branch Industrial Relations Officer IRO, while Comrade Loveline Ujunwa was elected as Financial Secretary. The branch PRO went to Comrade Arthur Ade Williams, while Seifa Tiemo and Ahmed Mohammed were elected Branch Pengasan Women Commission PWC and Auditor respectively. Some of the newly elected officers have this to say.
It's our business as a union to continue to support the management because we would know, bearing in mind that you can only have a union when you have a work. If you don't have a work, there is no need for forming a union. So we'll continue to do the best we have been doing to continue to support the management through, different ways, putting our best, continue to encourage our members because we are the people that advocate for some of these things because they understand that they listen to us. We'll continue to educate them. The need for us to continue to do our best, to continue to put in our best.
We promise to sustain good harmonious relationship between the management and the union. And we also have to encourage and urge our staff to do more, as the business is also doing more for us. And we are expecting more from the management and they are expecting it from us too, which we also have to give our own part. Whoever much is given, much is expected.
It's an honor to be elected in this position, especially for the women. And in an organization like ours, where the needs of the women is put forward. And like I said, I'm the PWC, which means Pengasan Women Commission. So I represent the women of the CHQ branch, which consists of other chapters like the NMSL, EIG, and the like. So I represent the women of that branch. And what I would expect, of course, as usual, is that I would put the needs of the women in everything we do to ensure that in a working environment, the needs of the women are met in the sense that the work environment is safe and inclusive for the women to be able to carry out their daily objectives in the organization.
Women inclusion is very important because we can see that without women in the world cannot be sweet. So women are playing a very important role. Like, we have women in oil and gas, doing a great role. If you go to different offices, you see women participating very well. You can see among your crew here, you have women. Everywhere you go to, you see women putting their best to ensure that we're doing what we know how to do.
This election marks a significant milestone for Pengassan NNPC Limited branch, as it opens a new chapter in its journey towards advancing the interests of its members and contributing to the sustainability of NNPC Limited as an energy company of global repute.
And here's where we draw the curtains on the program today. If you missed any part of it or previous episodes, you can catch up by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Do visit us on all our social media handles and follow us for updates on developments in Nigeria's energy sector and other activities of NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Egumbo. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.